Chaka Gang, this is the FBI. Come out with your hands up and nothing in your hand. We have a warrant for your arrest.
I don't know who y'all talking about. Oh, we ain't talking about.
Federal authorities announced indictments and arrests today in a multi-county Mississippi Delta investigation. 20 people were charged, including 14 current and former law enforcement, 2 sitting sheriffs among them. Officials say the officers accepted bribes in exchange for providing armed escorts and safe passage for what agents believe were drug shipments, including escorts for an undercover FBI agent who posed as a cartel member, moving about 50 pounds of cocaine. Many of the defendants also face federal firearm charges. The arrests and indictments were announced at a U.S. Attorney FBI press conference.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank you all for coming here today. I am especially grateful and honored that we have the Deputy Director of the FBI, Andrew Bailey, is here with us today. We have the Special Agent in charge of the Jackson Field Division, Robert Eichhoff, here as well, and Robert Mims, who apparently doesn't want to be in the frame, but that's fine. He's our AUSA who's actually prosecuting this case. He's the lead prosecutor on the case. And if y'all just bear with us, we have a lot of information to get to you. We're here today to talk about some incredibly serious allegations that mark a very, it's just a monumental betrayal of public trust, is what we're talking about here today. We're here today to announce the indictment and arrest of 20 individuals, most of them law enforcement officers in the Mississippi Delta region. The indictments generally allege the taking of bribes to attempt to aid and abet drug trafficking, as well as associated crimes. The first indictment that I'll talk about involves a conspiracy whereby law enforcement officers and their accomplices are alleged to have agreed to provide safe passage for illegal narcotics and drug proceeds to the Mississippi Delta region, and ultimately on the last of those runs into Memphis itself. And they did this in return for bribe payments, for money. They are also indicted for related firearms offenses and, of course, individual counts related to specific runs throughout the Mississippi Delta.
The public indictment lists 20 defendants by name. Among those widely reported are Washington County Sheriff Milton Gaston and Humphreys County Sheriff Bruce Williams, plus several deputies and local police officers. Bribes are reported up to $37,000 in exchange for facilitating what were believed to be drug trafficking operations. U.S. Attorney Clay Joyner described the case as a monumental betrayal of public trust. The scheme allegedly involved transporting 55 pounds of cocaine through the Mississippi Delta towards Memphis. Now let's just go through some other relevant information. In 2024, the former Hinds County Sheriff, Marshawn Chrysler, was convicted of accepting nearly $10,000 in bribes and knowingly providing ammunition to a convicted felon.
First at noon, a federal grand jury has indicted former interim Hinds County Sheriff Marshawn Chrysler. Chrysler is charged with soliciting bribes and providing ammunition to a convicted felon. The indictment alleges that those actions took place during Chrysler's run for sheriff in 2021, where he was defeated by current Sheriff Tyree Jones. Now, Chrysler faces up to 10 years in prison on each count if convicted. Chrysler is expected in court later this afternoon.
A federal district judge sentenced Marshawn Chrysler today to 2.5 years in prison for his role in soliciting a bribe and providing ammunition to a convicted felon.
The same year, former Knoxville County Sheriff Terry Grisese pleaded guilty to making false statements to the FBI while being questioned about requesting and receiving nude photos from a female inmate. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more breakdowns like these. William Brewer, a former Tallahatchie County Sheriff, was sentenced to 6 years in prison in 2019.
Mississippi FBI agents arrested the Tallahatchie County Sheriff this morning. Tallahatchie County is located about 100 miles south of Memphis. Sheriff William Brewer is charged with conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance and extortion and bribery.
In 2023, 6 law enforcement officers pled guilty to the state in federal charges for torturing 2 black men, a case that sparked a Department of Justice investigation into the Rankin County Sheriff's Office. A similar DOJ probe conducted last year that officers of the Lexington Police Department discriminated against black people.
Investigators found outstanding warrants for more than half the town's residents because of fines they haven't and in many cases couldn't pay. The Department of Justice investigation determining that police used excessive force, unlawfully stopped, searched, and arrested residents, and did so almost exclusively toward black residents. Officers also retaliated against those criticizing the police department too and used the fines and fees from these discriminatory arrests to fund the department. Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark says residents owe the police department $1.7 million in outstanding fines and keeps people behind bars when they cannot pay.
Court records show that the Federal Defender's Office is representing 16 of the 20 people charged, including the 2 sheriffs. The Federal Defender's Office said it does not comment on pending matters. Attempts to reach the other 4 at phone numbers listed were reportedly unsuccessful. The indictment has sparked outrage across Delta. Residents expressed deep disappointment.
The Delta has always had a reputation for corruption in police work. There are a lot of many good, dedicated people working in law enforcement. When something like this happens, it taints all of us, and we have to go out again to establish public trust again.
Me being, from the Delta, so much other things going on, and the police and sheriffs out here involved with the same thing they doing. So they need to investigate, and whoever all is into it, they need to get them and lock them up like they do the rest of the criminals. Just do your job, put them in handcuffs, and put them on where they supposed to be. And get us some good, hard, earning, working people to be in the office and do what they're supposed to do to help.
Voices inside and outside of law enforcement are calling for greater oversight, something that we stress dearly on this channel. This is not an isolated incident. Over the past few years, Mississippi has seen a string of high-profile corruption scandals among its sheriffs, as listed above. In the end, what happened to Delta isn't just corruption, it's erosion. The slow wearing away of what a badge used to mean. You can lock up every man in uniform who took the money, but you can't indict the damage left behind. Because once people stop believing law is on their side, the law stops meaning anything at all.